welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews. So, today's figure I'm just going to hop right into. Today we're going to take a look at Studio Series Blitzwing. And this figure is both really cool and a tiny bit annoying, though all annoyances come from the jet mode here. So we're going to get over them really quick. As you can see, this is not a Phantom. So, yeah, that's kind of your big thing. I don't know if it was, licensing or something, but clearly this is not the jet mode that he had in the movie. It's kind of close, but it's not there. It's a little bit closer now, I guess. But, yeah, so if anyone who doesn't know, that's what he looked like in the movie. It is not this. For a series, where the whole point is screen accuracy, it's a little dumb that we got something so inaccurate. But at the same time, I get it. That people hold rights to these things. They might sign off on one part, not the other part. Who knows? That aside, I do really like the way this jet mode looks, for the most part. It's got a little bit of kibble here on the back. A fairly messy underside, though, to be fair, it's not a ton of kibble, other than this accessory that, yeah, they gave it a tiny peg, so it can peg into the wings, or the fins back here. It really should have had a 5mm peg to go right there. That would be infinitely better than this. I mean, I guess you can do this if you want, if you can wedge it in there, because that looks so much better. We'll look at this thing more later. I also may have these on backwards, though I don't think so. Go ahead and swap it. I guess they can go on either way, so put them on whichever direction is correct. I like them sticking out a little more, even though I wish they weren't hollow. I have no idea what to call these things, by the way. I've heard them given multiple names. I even heard one version at one place where these were being called, like, null ray bombs or something. So that's weird. But it's kind of cool because it does mean that, if that name is accurate, that means that Blitzwing here is actually technically a Seeker, which is neat. So, overall, it's a fun jet mode. I like the airbrush here going on. I don't know why it doesn't line up here, but it still looks good. Bottom's fairly clean. No way to fold up the back landing gear, unfortunately, but you can fold up the front landing gear. And you don't have to have this giant gun here. You can unpeg it, and while it opens up a little bit of hollowness, it does take away some of the, blatant kibble. So, you've got some options on how you handle it. That's nice. Transformation on this guy is a little weird, so I might fumble a bit. Something about it, I've never been able to remember it as well as I would like to, but it's not hard. So, as usual, I'm just stupid. So, go ahead, fold those tail wings up together. Start bringing up this whole wing section here. Fold this panel up and in, get it out of the way as best as you can. Take the cockpit and rotate it around. Interestingly enough, at least on mine, you cannot spin the cockpit around counterclockwise. You have to do all your rotations clockwise on mine. I do not actually know what's going on there, but that's a thing. Keep that in mind. So, go ahead, fold up the nose, open up the cockpit, and you're going to bring the nose up on this double hinge until that little slot right there will peg onto the back of the landing gear. Like that. Bring the head back. Close the cockpit back up. Let's see here. Go ahead and just get these off and out of the way already. I Should have done that earlier. Bring out the arms, kind of get them out of the way. Then, let's see, I'll have to adjust here. For the hardest part of this transformation, actually, you're going to shift this whole upper torso section up and over the head. And at least for me, I find it works better if I turn the head around backwards. Something about that gives me just that little bit of extra clearance for this, but it will generally still fight me. Here, let's try to shove the head back in there, pull that up, head back out, then try to get this all shimmied down over. There we go. So that's the weird, hard part of the transformation done. The rest is super easy from here. Go ahead, take this wing section here. There's 2 tabs right there. They come up, they peg in right behind his shoulders. Angle the wings back a little bit. Fold up the tips of the wings. Take this little panel here on the forearm and swing it around. Get everything oriented right, which I'm having a hard time doing through the viewfinder tonight, especially for some reason. Yeah, sorry to break the magic of my videos or whatever, but I do film all of these at like 1 and 2 in the morning because that's when it's quietest where I live. But yeah, there we've got the upper body done. For the lower half and the legs, really easy. Just split the whole bottom of the plane, rotate that section around, fold up that fin, fold this piece up and it will tab in to form the lower leg. Fold that fin back, fold the foot down, fold out the toes, and there you go. Same thing over here. Fold that around, fins back, fold this up, tab it in, foot, toes. And there you have Blitzwing in robot mode. And this thing is awesome. Now, to get it out of the way, yes, this is the character that when we all saw it, everyone thought it was Starscream. We did get Starscream in the movie, and we're getting a Studio Series figure of him that's based on this mold of all things, but it's still technically his Cybertronian mode. But that has led many people to refer to this figure as Blitzscream, which I am okay with. I do actually, for one, I just kind of like that name. And, this being a Seeker version of Blitzwing, yeah, it's a little fitting. So, bring in the face real quick here. Very, very detailed head sculpt there. Got that gas mask look going on they had in the movie. Really, really nice touch. Painted eyes. Most of the head is actually cast in clear amber, but they've just left a few little pieces unpainted so they stick out. Fairly clean transformation, all things considered. I wish this little piece was, compacted up a little more. But, I mean, other than that, it's pretty good, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Posability on this guy is really good. The head is a little hampered, but it is on a ball joint, so you get some up and down. The gas mask and this part of the chest do just kind of interfere with each other a bit, but if you mess with it a bit, you can get something pretty neat. Shoulders can do a full rotation. You can adjust the little shoulder fin right here. Arms can go in and out. There is, there is a bicep swivel. It's very, very tight on mine, but there is one there. Double hinge at the elbow, so you get full range of motion there. The hand is also able to rotate. And then, unique to the right hand, this hand can actually open up as well. Now, I can't show this off because I don't have the figure, but if you have the Studio Series Jeep Bumblebee, this hand is actually made to be the perfect size to hold Bumblebee up by the throat. So that's a really nice touch. And actually, while we're here, I know breaking up the posability, but you can take off either hand. You're supposed to use this one, though, technically. And you can replace it with this weird little thing, the D-voice boxinator, I guess, that he had in the movie. Which, you can see, it's even molded to still look like, you know, a hand that had something pulled out of it. Which is a really cool touch, in my opinion, but you can go ahead, put it on his arm there, give him that instead. Back to the posability, though, he does have a waist rotation, though this piece here will get in the way. You'll have to fold that up if you want a little more range. It's still fairly limited, but it is there if you mess with it. The side skirts here actually move out. I don't really know why you would need them to, unless you wanted specifically to flare them out, but you can. He can kick forward all the way. He can kick back decent amount of the way. There is a thigh rotation right down there, the joint we used for transformation. He can kick out that far. 90-degree bend at the knee, ankle tilts, and toe bend. So, overall, fairly posable. Yes, I know I didn't bother getting around to putting these back on his wings. Yeah, technically you're supposed to put these back up here. So, there you go. He does also have pegs on his back here, so you can store his... well, here. I know I'm very scattered today, I apologize. Go ahead, give him his normal hand back on this arm. We can go ahead, take the little peg of the D-voice boxinator and peg that in right there. So he can store that. There is also a 5mm peg right there you can use to store this giant gun that he comes with. But the main thing this gun does, and this works on either arm, but I find it's a little easier to do on this one, mostly for sake of when it's time to undo it. But you take this little tab on the back, and that will peg into the forearm. Now, if you want it on this arm, things are lined up so that the 5mm peg will also go into his hand, as it does. Just note that when you have it pegged in two places, it can make it a little tricky to get it off, which is why as I drop it, I like to put it on this side. This hand does not actually hold it, it just sits around it, so it minimizes how tight it is to undo later. But that way you can give him, you know, the classic movie style converted hand weapon. Looks really good. And overall, yeah, this is a really fantastic figure. I wish the head had a little bit better posability. That's really my only complaint, though. I don't mind that it's, you know, the wrong jet mode. You know, that happens. It still looks like a cool jet, at least. You know, it's really posable. It's got a very unique transformation, which there's always something to be said about when they make a figure that actually transforms differently than others do. Just look at, you know, 90% of Optimus Prime figures where it's still doing the same thing that they did back in, what was it, 1980? Oh, I'm going to get roasted so hard. 1984, when the first Optimus Prime figure came out, you know, they still do basically the same thing. So here, they've really come up with something new. It's really cool looking. It should have been Starscream, but, you know, he died in the movie, so it couldn't have been Starscream. Either way, though, yeah, fantastic figure. Definitely worth picking up if you run across it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.